Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, my friends, it is an absolutely huge day here in the world of Call of Duty because we've got not one, but two huge updates. So of course, Season 1 is now live all across the board. You can access content in Warzone and Cold War. We're gonna be going over all of that within this video. We can also actually progress the Battle Pass and also progress our rank over in Modern Warfare multiplayer as well, even though you can't actually use any of the new content in Modern Warfare multiplayer. It's still progressible nonetheless, so we've got a lot to go over. Today is, without a doubt, probably the biggest update in all of Call of Duty history. We have the merger between Modern Warfare, Cold War, and Warzone with the ranks, with the Battle Pass, all that. Obviously, we've got a brand new map in Warzone. We've got all the Season 1 content in Cold War. So as we go over everything, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you're watching and you're not already subscribed, apparently over 60% of viewers who are already watching the videos aren't subbed to the channel. And we are on the road to that nice 669,000 subs before the end of the year. So if you want to stay up to date with pretty much everything going on in COD, from news to intel to updates, you name it, you're gonna find it all right here on the channel. So feel free to subscribe and maybe even turn on those post notifications. So let's start first with all the major Season 1 content that was introduced with these updates, and then we'll go ahead and get into the full patch notes for both Cold War and Warzone, because there is an absolute ton of stuff to cover when it comes to the changes in the 1.08 update for Cold War, then also the 1.30 update for Warzone. So, for rank progression, now between Cold War, Modern Warfare, and Warzone, we have one singular ranking system where you can level up across all three titles at the same exact time. And now we also have 1,000 seasonal levels to grind through. You can actually reach up to Prestige 7 in total, and the whole Prestige Master title is going to be unlocked at season level 200. Now, of course, in Warzone, the biggest update comes in the form of the return of Alcatraz, aka Rebirth Island, which we now know is a 40-player map that has its own special challenges to unlock. We'll go into detail more on those later on into the video, but then on top of that, there's also a brand new special Easter egg on this map that we'll be breaking down in a separate video in the future, so stay tuned for that. Then Rebirth also features its own special gulag that takes place in the whole prison block area underneath the map, whereas over on Verdansk, we now have a relocated gulag that takes place on a redesigned Nuketown map, and prior to each gulag fight, regardless of whether you're on Verdansk or on Rebirth Island, you can actually explore the area around you by breaking out of the interrogation room, which personally I think is a super cool touch. We also have the brand new multiplayer maps for Cold War, including the Pines Mall map, the iconic Raid map from Black Ops 2, and also Holiday Nuketown for 6v6. Then we also have the maps of Game Show, ICBM, U-Bahn, and KGB available for gunfight, and that of course makes its return here in Season 1 as well. On top of that, we also have the brand new Season 1 Battle Pass, which is available to purchase and rank up in Cold War, Warzone, and even Modern Warfare, which I would say is definitely an awesome addition. And if you want a full breakdown of pretty much everything included in the Battle Pass, I actually posted a separate video covering that just a few hours ago, and I'll leave a link to that down in the description below. But some of the main stuff in the pass includes, of course, the two brand new DLC weapons for Season 1, those being the MAC-10, which is available at Tier 15, then also the Groza at Tier 31. And both of those are in fact free tiers, so even if you don't end up buying the Battle Pass, you'll still be able to unlock each of the new weapons, and you'll have access to all the other free tiers too. Also, while we're on the topic of weapons, the additional 3 DLC weapons for Season 1, those being the Street Sweeper Shotgun, the Sledgehammer Melee, and then also the Wakizashi Melee, all ended up glitching in Cold War, and we were actually able to see the unlock challenges for those that'll be available later on in the season. And so for those, for the Street Sweeper, you're gonna need to get 3 kills without dying in 15 different matches while using a shotgun. For the Sledgehammer Melee, you're gonna need to use the combat knife and kill 2 or more players rapidly in 15 different matches. And finally, for the Wakizashi, you need to execute 2 finishing moves in 10 different matches with the knife. And like I said, those will all be available later on in the season for free, and if it's anything like Modern Warfare and Warzone, I assume we're probably going to have some store bundles with those weapons available in them too. Now, for multiplayer for Cold War, the featured playlists we have this week are going to be Raid the Mall, which is a 6v6 mosh pit on Raid in the Pines. Then we've also got Gunfight, we've got Prop Hunt, which I'm sure is going to be a ton of fun. Then we also have Nuketown 84 Holiday 24/7. Then getting into the actual changes for Cold War and Warzone when it comes to like all the back end stuff and then the gameplay changes. On Nuketown, they adjusted the spawns to reduce spawn trapping. For Hardpoint specifically, on Crossroads, Moscow, and Nuketown, they changed the spawns. On Domination, they fixed some zone border issues, then also a voiceover line. In FFA, players won't join into late matches as much now. In S&D, the bomb waypoint is going to fade out more when you're running away from it. In Control, they updated the spawns. In VIP Escort, they fixed a third-person camera issue. And in Fireteam, they fixed some issues with the cruise missile and then also the HUD. Now, this update also included a ton of weapon balancing for Cold War, alright? And getting into this, on the AK-47, they reduced the headshot multiplier and reduced the RPK barrel damage. On the Krig, they reduced the headshot multiplier. On the FFAR, they increased the range and reduced the recoil, so a bit of a buff there. On the SMGs, they increased the damage ranges for the Milano, the KSP, and also the Bullfrog, so all big buffs there for sure. On the TAC rifles, they nerfed the fire rate and the range on the M16 and the AUG, and they also reduced the damage on the Task Force barrel for the AUG too. For the M60, they increased the ADS speed and also the weapon swap, so even more buffs there. And on the Barrett, they increased the upper chest damage. The Tiger Team barrel is now going to increase the chance of getting a one-hit kill to the upper arms, and they also adjusted the recoil a bit too. So finally, at long last, the steaming pile of trash that is the Barrett finally got a buff. That said, I still don't think it's the greatest sniper in the world. I would definitely prefer the Pellington and then also the Tundra over it, but if you're trying to use the Barrett, it's definitely a bit better now. Then on the Magnum, they actually increased the range and the fire rate, kind of a surprising update there. Then finally on the shotguns, for the Howard, they nerfed the range in general, and then specifically the range on the Task Force barrel. And on the Gallo, they nerfed the range, the fire rate, and the Task Force barrel as well. This patch also included some brand new perk adjustments, and here they nerfed Flak Jacket's explosive damage mitigation, so finally you might actually be able to kill somebody who's using Flak Jacket with like a Sigma or a Thumper. They also increased the minimap area on forward intel. They removed protection from the field mic for Ninja, but they added immunity to the field mic on Spycraft too. They also increased the damage on the frag and the Molotov and reduced the heal speed on the stim. Then finally for multiplayer, they added in the Harp, aka the VSAT, to the score streaks. Then on the cruise missile, they actually fixed a HUD issue, and on the RCXD, they fixed a problem with it pushing around teammates, which, I mean, if it's pushing around teammates, is it really a bug or is it just a really fun feature? I guess that's sort of for you to decide, but personally, I'm all for riding an RCXD. I think it makes for some fun clips, but unfortunately, that was also nerfed in this update too. Now, for zombies, there was also a ton of changes here. We're not going to go over every single one of them in full detail. However, I'll have all of them up on the screen right now, so if you want to read over anything specifically, just feel free to pause the video whenever. However, the main changes here include the addition of 2-player split screen, which is obviously very exciting. I've seen a ton of people asking about this for quite some time, and yes, it is finally in the game now. There's even more stability fixes here to prevent crashing. They added support for the MAC-10 and the Groza into like the mystery box and whatnot. They added support for the cruise missile streak. They added a fix to pack-a-punching weapons and then losing all weapon functionality, which obviously is a pretty game-breaking bug. And finally, they added in some fixes for various map exploits. Now, Dead Ops Arcade and Onslaught also got some specific changes as well. Onslaught now has the Pines map available if you're on PlayStation, so if that's your thing, you got some extra content there. Then for PC, they added in more stability fixes and touched on an issue that would cause a crash when quitting the game. So kind of a double whammy. You're getting off for the night and then the game just says, nah, you're gonna crash instead. You don't get to leave with dignity, all right? And then moving on into Warzone, we obviously have a lot of new stuff here as well. Like I said earlier, we've got the Rebirth Island map, so we have a secondary map now here in Warzone. We've got the 2 new gulags, but we also have the brand new Rebirth Island seasonal event, which, hey, don't get your hopes up. It's not like the nuke event or the Rebirth event like we thought it was going to be before. This is instead sort of like a mini event, kind of almost like the whole Halloween event in a sense, where basically we've got 16 new challenges, and through those we can earn calling cards, charms, emblems, all that stuff, and then even an LMG blueprint too. So those are all available starting now. We also have the brand new Resurgence mode, and this actually has respawns enabled every 30 seconds until the final circle hits or there's only one squad left standing. And here, whenever you end up getting a kill, you actually get to see where your enemy's teammates are, the enemy that you actually killed and downed. You get to see where all their teammates are for a brief period of time. Then, of course, there's also no gulag in this mode because, obviously, respawns are automatically enabled. We, of course, have the new Cold War weapons all in Warzone now as well, so there is now 30 plus new weapons to use in Warzone, aka just please stop using the R90, you know, let me run into a house safely for once and not catch on fire. Just once, please, that's all I'm asking. We also have the attack helicopter available on Rebirth Island, then also on Verdansk 2, and I'm just gonna say it, I'm not really a huge fan of this whatsoever. I don't think it's necessary at all, you know, I'm just not on board with a chopper gunner being usable in a battle royale game. Definitely not something I'm looking forward to running into. Now, they also removed the Juggernaut drops from the subway station and the stadium Easter eggs, so of course there, no more Juggernaut spam, no more Juggernaut glitch. Thank goodness that is gone. And then they also fixed a few smaller issues relating to some bugs and some other exploits. Also, probably the biggest disappointment in my mind is that zombies customization items are not going to be available in Warzone at launch, which in turn means no Dark Ether in Warzone, which I'm pretty annoyed by. I've been playing zombies a ton lately, specifically so I could use Dark Ether in Warzone. I actually just ended up unlocking it finally today, right before the update went live. But nope, can't use it. It's not available yet. We've got no idea when all that stuff is going to be available. Like I said, definitely a very, very big disappointment there. Now, on top of all of that, we also got some specific changes from Infinity Ward for Modern Warfare in Warzone, and here we got a brand new playlist update for multiplayer, and this features Boots on the Ground War, Blueprint Gunfights, 2v2 Face-Off, S&D Double Down, and then also Realism Gun Game. As far as general fixes go, we got some bug fixes for an issue on Hackney Yard regarding executions, a bug with the nuke not being obtainable, an issue with the Wilson's pathing, then also a bug with revives in Cyber Attack. And then for weapon tuning in Warzone, the Fennec got a range increase and so did the ISO. Yet, the R9O was completely untouched, so yeah, the doof still reigns supreme, and honestly, I'm terrified to push any kind of close quarters gunfight because of it. Then finally, to round things out, we have a massive store update with Season 1 as well. There is a ton of content here. Like, we have so many new bundles. We're not going to go over every single one of them, otherwise we'd be here for like another 15 minutes. But looking at the featured bundles, we've got the Gilded Age Pack for 1600 COD points. This features a blueprint for the Tundra, a blueprint for the MP5, a charm, an emblem, a watch, and a calling card. Then we have the Most Wanted bundle for 2400 COD points. This one comes with an Adler skin, a variant for the SKS, a variant for the Magnum, a finishing move, an emblem, a calling card, a charm, 2 stickers, and then also a reticle. We've also got City Ripper for 1600 COD points. This features a skin for Stone, a variant for the AK-47, an emblem, and then also a finishing move. Then we've got Miami Nights, which has an Adler skin, a blueprint for the XM4, a calling card, a finishing move, an emblem, and a vehicle skin for 1300 COD points. And finally, we've got Double Agent for 1300 COD points, which features another Adler skin, a Magnum variant, a reticle, a charm, a watch, and then also a tier skip for the Battle Pass. Also, there is a free Rebirth Island bundle too, and this features an M16 blueprint, a calling card, an emblem, and some double weapon XP. So, obviously, 2 very, very big updates went down today. That's pretty much everything that changed within Cold War, then also within Modern Warfare and Warzone as well. And by all means, let me know what you are the most excited to try out down in the comments below. But that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, of course, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, or if you're watching and you're not already subscribed, we are trying to hit that spicy 669k subs. So if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, from news to intel to updates and everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. Once again, and as always, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.